What's up, everybody? It's Timor Ultima. I have another Modern Warfare 3 gameplay commentary for you today. I'm playing Free-for-All on Arcaden. There's my created class that I'm using on the right-hand side for your reference. I went 30-6, so it was a pretty reasonable game for me. I was playing with my friend YJ231, and he ended up being my nemesis, if the nemesis system is actually correct in this game, unlike in Black Ops. But anyway, I'm going to jump right into the commentary today. Really, this whole commentary is really entitled, What's It Worth? And we're going to be talking about the worth of things today. And the thing that got me started thinking about all this was a friend of mine sent me a message the other day saying, Gamer, what do you know about GameFly? Worth it in your opinion? And the simple answer, if you're going to want to play more than 3 games a year, then yes, GameFly is worth it. They'll charge you $7.95 for your first month and $15.95 a month after your first month. So that comes out to about $180 a year, and an Xbox game is $60. So if you plan on playing more than 3 games in a year, at least if you plan on buying more than 3 games in a year, or that's how you would have to do it otherwise, then yeah, GameFly, totally worth it. Go for it. Now if you do what I do and buy one Call of Duty game a year and pretty much marry it and play it for hundreds of hours in a single year, GameFly would not be worth it to you, which is why I don't have GameFly, because I pretty much play Modern Warfare 3 exclusively. But yeah, I'd say if you want to play like a game a month or something like that, GameFly is definitely something I think you should be interested in. So with that out of the way, and talk about the next thing. I have been talking about kill-death ratios a lot recently with some of my friends I play with online, and everyone's like, your KD is a little bit low. I mean, I'm not really ashamed to say it's about 1.15, 1.16, somewhere in there overall. But in my free-for-all KD, it's getting up to close to 1.4. So I mean, that's closer to respectable. But I don't claim to be this fantastic, outstanding COD player, and what I really do is I try and do as best I can while still having fun. Like, I could really stress about it and just focus on my number, but I decided not to do that. I prefer just to have fun. That's really what video games are invented for in the first place anyway. So I mean, I do try really hard, but I'm trying to move away from what I've been doing recently, which is stressing pretty hard about my KD, honestly, because a lot of people in my clan have a much better KD than I do. But ultimately, I'm just trying to have fun. So is it worth stressing about your KD? I mean, unless you're in an asshole clan that'll throw you out if your KD is no good, I would say no. It's not worth it to stress. So just have fun, guys. I mean, it's a video game. So let's try and keep it light, because otherwise you'll go insane and you'll end up with a controller through the wall or a hole in your TV. So yeah, keep it light, keep it fun. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is it worth it to prestige? And I mean, that all comes down to personal preference, honestly. I mean, if you care about that little picture next to your name, then obviously, yeah, prestiging is worth it, because for some reason that little quarter-inch square picture means a lot to you. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's personal preference. If that defines you as a gamer, then if that shows your accomplishment of how much you play COD, and that matters to you, then sure, yeah, prestige. But otherwise, I mean, if you're really just trying to have a lot of fun playing Call of Duty and you don't really care about going through the same challenges over and over again, then maybe you don't prestige. You might have more fun just having all your weapons unlocked, and at level 80 you have everything unlocked, and you can just kind of work through all the different challenges and stuff like that, and get all the attachments and do challenges and just get really familiar with a lot of weapons and just freaking go on tears all night long because you're so familiar with all the equipment. But I mean, that's a personal preference. I try and do both. I think I do it acceptably well, not exceptionally well. I do go on some tears now and again, and I mean, you'll see here I get 3 Predator precision airstrike and choppers in one game here. So I go on a bit of a tear, but as soon as I hit level 80, I prestige. Not because that little picture means anything to me, but because I need to keep Call of Duty fresh, because since the ranking system isn't like what they have in Halo, or at least in Halo 3, where your ranking is really dependent on how good you are, not how many hours you put into Call of Duty. You know, that little picture doesn't really mean much. It just means that you play a hell of a lot. It doesn't necessarily mean you're any good. I mean, you should be good if you play a lot, but it's not. It is not a requirement that that you're good if you play a lot. Because I often outplay, you know, 4th, 5th prestiges. And these are guys who just, for some reason, don't have a life, and they play COD all day long. And I just play when I can, and a lot of times I do better. So that little picture does not define who you are, just defines how much you've played. So anyway, I want to talk a little bit about finding your niche also, because that really will contribute to if you have fun playing COD or not. And I have found mine. It's free-for-all, evidently. I've got the best KD, you know, overall in free-for-all compared to any other game type that I play. So, which was surprising, because free-for-all is by definition very chaotic. The spawns are absolutely horrendous. As you'll see here in a minute, actually, we'll have a nice example of just how bad the spawn system is in free-for-all. I really think they have like a revenge spawn system, or a revenge-inspired you know, spawn system, because I am always spawning so close to the guys who've just recently killed me. Or I'll see guys, you know, I'll kill somebody, and you know, within 10 seconds they're right back in my face again. So they couldn't have spawned across the map. You know, they do try and give you the opportunity to get those payback medals, and we will have an example of that here coming up in a few minutes. But anyway, just had an escort airdrop called in, and I don't know if this guy has just never called in an escort airdrop before, but he kind of gets pwned by his own escort airdrop. We'll have a look at it here from another angle. You know, he's like, oh, maybe a juggernaut. Oh no, I just got crushed. Got crushed by my own flippin' crate. And there was a juggernaut in one of those crates, as you'll see later. So maybe he just kind of decided to run up on it or something. But he definitely should not have rushed. I was going to cap a couple of these. The one I just laid down next to was a counter UAV, but I realized I don't know which one's fake. Like, I have, you know, only a 1 in 4 chance I'm going to try and that I'm going to get detonated on, but I just didn't want to risk it. I was on a nice streak at this point, so I was just, screw it, let him have it. It doesn't really matter. Like, as you saw there, he did have a juggernaut in one of those crates, although not the crate he was trying to cap when he got crushed. So I don't really know what the hell he was thinking. Kind of curious, but anyway, yeah, free-for-all is my niche. You know, being totally on your own, you don't quite have to think as much compared to, you know, team deathmatch domination, because the spawns are just so chaotic that you know, you just have to assume that people are around you all the time, and you just got to go on freaking tears. And you know, then, you know, if you think less, you can play better, I think, in my opinion. When you overthink it, that's when you get screwed. And sometimes you get screwed by lousy spawns like this one you're going to see here. So that's my friend Jeff. He just killed me. We're going to freeze frame for a second. Now we're going to look at this last 10 seconds that you just saw from my perspective, from an overview. There's me there. You know, this is where I'm trying to call in my strike, I think, but it doesn't work. And now I'm going to jump up on this ramp and kill this guy. And now you see Jeff come out the door and kill me. Now look where I spawn. Bottom of your screen. Boom, right there. Not 50 feet from him. So I'm like, okay, either he's going to be on the left side of that building or the right side. So I'm just going to wait and pick up a free kill. Kind of unfortunate, because that's just a really lousy spawn. I mean, so lousy, it's unbelievable. But anyway, we're going to jump back to my perspective here. Here he comes, boom, right over the railing, as expected. And he was like, what the hell just happened? How the hell are you there? And I'm like, that is the free-for-all spawn system, buddy, and we all suffer from it. I've been on the winning end just as often as I've been on the losing end. So game's not perfect, but, you know, that's just something you have to realize can happen to you without warning. So there you go, guys. 30-6, free-for-all, Predator missile for the win. I didn't get to call in my last chopper or my last airstrike, but I really like getting the final kill cam with the Predator missile. As you see here, it does make for some entertaining footage here at the end. So through the flames. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. I I'd really appreciate your subscription. I put a little link down there in the bottom left-hand corner right now for you to click on and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Also, you can follow me on Twitter at BrockMM72. There's going to be a link to everything in the description. So, again, thanks for watching, guys. If you have questions, you can always leave them in the comments. And like I said, appreciate your subscription and your time. And I'll have some new content for you before you know it. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day.